Hello, everybody. It's Vinyl Rich here. Vinyl Finds 101. Unbelievable. Just last week, I did my Vinyl Finds 100 Record Store Day Black Friday. It's kind of unusual for me to do another Vinyl Finds just 1 week later. But these albums, mostly I've picked up in the whole month of November. Only one of them was a recent purchase in the last week. But anyways, I wanted to show one of the Record Store Day ones that I showed in my last week. And this is Blue Cheer, the 67 demos. I kind of complained about this being a ripoff. And it is extremely expensive. But I must say this is probably my favorite of all the Record Store Day purchases. This is fantastic. It is so heavy. I mean, you can tell it's just live in the studio, and it is just well worth picking. If you had any doubt about it, I would say just jump off the cliff and get it. It's hard for me to say, but it was worth it. I mean, it was an expensive thing. Now, I picked up 7 items for Record Store Day. All of them I'm happy with. The Bauhaus one sounds really good. It was remastered. But I picked up a Record Store Day item from earlier this year, one that I was not able to get. And I did not pay that much for it. And it's the Pink Floyd. Very nice packaging. See this. This is fantastic, dude. And I probably paid maybe $10 more than what it was going for, so it's not bad. And I've said this before. If you don't get what you wanted at Record Store Day, don't just go out immediately and buy it on eBay and pay 4 times the amount. If you wait, show a little patience, you usually will find it. And it came with a poster. I'll show that. Alright, I don't know if everybody's seen this, but the packaging of this is just quite spectacular. I don't think I mentioned it. It's Piper the Gates of Dawn, Pink Floyd's first album, and it's on this very heavy vinyl, man. It's heavier than 180, it feels like, but maybe I'm wrong. And it's on this very nice Columbia. I don't know if you can see the label. Sometimes you can see the labels very clearly, it seems like in the videos. Other times it doesn't focus. I don't know. I'm not a professional here. Jesus, everything's falling. The next 2, I bought darn near a month ago. And this is the 5th album by Mudhoney. Tomorrow Hit Today. Now, the last Mudhoney album I have is that Brother My Cow, which I believe came out in the mid-90s. I'm thinking 95. And it wasn't just that they were becoming a little repetitious. In the mid-90s, I quit buying CDs. I quit buying music for a little while there. And for different reasons. But this is their 5th album. It's very similar to the earlier ones, except you can hear some changes coming in. There is some organ. Like the very first song, 1,000 Forms of Mind. There's this underlying organ playing during the song. Very eerily. It's just really creepy. I don't know. It adds a new layer. Put it that way. It's not creepy. And then the second song, if I remember right, it has like a slide guitar. It has a blues feel. Some of these songs kind of, you get a little bit of a blues feel in them. And so this, I'm kind of, it's kind of a shame I quit where I did, because they started changing, with this one. And I really dig it. It comes with this. I guess I'll show the record first. It's on Super Electro Records. I've never heard of that. It's on black vinyl. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. It's obviously a reissue because I'm almost 100% sure this came out on Reprise. And it has this insert, Mudhoney 98, which is apparently when this originally came out. And it's got other albums on this label available and some t-shirts. And I picked up their 6th album, Mudhoney. This one is on Sub Pop. All of my Mudhoneys are either on Sub Pop or Reprise up until that Super Electro record. And this one here, they're back on Sub Pop. And let me see. I have the shrink right here. It's the loser edition. This one, they really there's not only the keyboard and organs. There's the first song. It's apparent that this is going to be a little bit different. Baby, can you dig the light? I mean, there's sax. It almost sounds like a electric jazz. I don't know. It's probably 5 minutes of it's just an instrumental. And I thought the first track was going to be instrumental, and then 5 minutes in, Mark Arms starts singing. But yeah, this is a fantastic album. It's some songs even have horn sections. Really, this one. I mean, some of the songs, I mean, you can tell it's Mudhoney, but, you know, they are doing some things different, which is always cool in my book, and this is what the label looks like. Mudhoney on gold vinyl. Dust on the sleeve there. The next one here is one that DJ Hippie Kit mentioned to me, and it's H.P. Lovecraft Live, May 11th, 1968. Very good recording, in stereo, and it's pretty amazing how tight this band actually was in concert. I mean, I have their first 2 albums. I really like them. And whenever I do my part 2 of my favorite psych albums from the 60s, I'm sure I'll show one of those. The one thing that's kind of jarring on a couple of the songs on this album, it's the vocals, the way they're mixed. Because they're in stereo, you have one vocalist on the right channel and you have another vocalist in the left channel. And when they're both singing at once, it's one dude, let's put it this way, has in my opinion, a lot better voice than the other guy, at least at times. The one guy, he seems a little more limited in his range. Or I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. But one dude, there's certain times, especially in that first song, I believe, it's kind of like, it took me a couple of listens to get used to it, put it that way. And if the vocals would have been mixed in mono and they would have been in center, I think it would have been more, it wouldn't have been so jarring. I'm not going to say more enjoyable, but probably would have. But I do recommend this. The Electric Prunes have a live album too, that's from Stockholm, that's quite good too. And this is on Sundays. Very good pickup. Now this next one is a little bit different. It's Venom, Possessed. I don't know where this is on their discography. I don't know if it's their second or third album. I'm not really sure. Maybe their third. I don't know. I dig these guys. I mean, they're real kind of, I don't know if crude is raw. They're very raw. They're not overproduced, which is my main gripe about a lot of metal. It's overproduced for my ears. I mean, but a lot of the music I like is kind of lo-fi to other people, to audiophiles' ears. You know, I probably listen to nothing but crap. You know, so it's all a matter of taste. But yeah, this is one heavy metal band that I always liked. I never liked the operatic vocals of a lot of the metal bands, and these guys are definitely not that. He's more of got that punk sound range. And in fact, a lot of these songs, they sound really punkish. And really good. I'm really happy with this. I've heard some of their albums that I don't like as much, but I really dig this album. And, you know, if I come across some of their other albums and they're not, because sometimes their albums tend to be kind of expensive. It seems like all original metal albums, unless it's hair metal, you know, it seems to be really expensive. And it's on Combat. Hopefully the labels show up. But yeah, I'm happy to have that. I don't have a big metal collection, and I'm very particular when it comes to metal. Now this next one is one I picked up. This one I've probably had about a month. And this is the Pogues. It's got to be their 4th album. And it's Love Hate, is it called? Peace Love? Peace and Love? I don't know if it's quite as good as their first 3, but that still doesn't mean it's not a great album, because their first 3 I think are fantastic. And yeah, glad to have this. The Pogues, I mean, they're a fantastic blend of punk and traditional Irish music. And it's on Island Records. It's very small print. 7 songs on each side. Quite a few songs on this thing. And my last one was a very good big surprise for me. It's a Howlin' Wolf, Moanin' in the Moonlight. Fantastic album. It's I mean, it's got Smokestack Lightning, Evil. I think Howlin' Wolf's first 2 albums were basically comps. They took songs from his 45s, his singles. I mean, in the 50s, blues artists weren't releasing albums. They were releasing singles. And that probably started in 59 or so, probably. And this is fantastic. This is a 1980s. You can see here, it's that original Blue Chess Masters series. And these aren't even cheap. It's the 70s ones. And really cool label. That 80s. These 80s pressings really... And I'm happy with it. I mean, if I found an original, fine. But now I'm good with that. You know, I don't need an original. That'll do me fine. And that's it. Yeah, those are basically what I picked up in the month of November. Take care, everybody. I may have one more Vinyl Finds before the year's out, but who knows. Take care. I am working on a Sub Pop video and an Alien Sex Fiend. Take care. Just listening to those records before I make the videos. Later.